Battle control initialized.
Hello there, comrades and cannon fodder. It's Dvoid here. I've got the second of my 2 games. At the point I'm just doing this commentary, I've not fought them that long ago, about half an hour ago or something. So I'll just speed up this early point. This is the second of two games against this opponent. He's using England, I'm using Russia at this point. So we're on Timian map this time. It was Titan VIP for the last one. But yeah, I've got my engineer and troops in usual places, and my opponent let me pick this map, and I chose the first map as well because, like I say, I'm out of practice. And he'd actually mentioned that he'd viewed some of my posts, so, you know, he mentioned that, and he was good enough, sporting enough to let me use this map just so I had, you know, a better chance, made a better fight of it for the sake of entertainment. But it looks like he's building a fairly, not combat, we want army, like he's building a fairly substantial starting force. He's got 24 and 2 rockets to my 20 and 1. He's got 25, so it's like he's building a 5-stack extra. So he's probably not using the early base defense. I'll have to remember that. Useful little thing there. Yeah, a lot of players don't have that initial early base defense, but I always do. I always have it ready. There it is, look. It's all, I always have it on standby. I might cancel it if I'm short on cash, but I rarely do that. But I'll soon rebuild it again if I do. So I'll speed this bit up again. We've got some scouts moving around, look. Rifle scouts finding each other. And here's the first clash. I'm trying to go for this, and I see what looks like a fairly decent horde of troops. 3 rockets hit me, so I'm backing out. And got caught. That was enough to stop him. Or at least pause him momentarily. Yeah, he's holding there. Could have overrun me. We're at the same point in our build orders though. And I didn't forget my APC and 2 ore trucks this time either. We've both placed our service depot, so we're both building an MCV now. Our second conyard, which is an MCV obviously. But I decided to repair that. I thought when he pushed me back from this attempt on his oil derrick, I thought he'd go straight for mine, which is why I prepared a minimal defence using the view range of the oil derrick. I just assumed he'd go for it, but he's being more cautious than that. He's got his engineer and his ranger as well. So, you know, always it's a target of opportunity if you think they've got their engineer in there, or if they rangers are a pain because they're excellent scouts, so kill them anyway. And if they've got the engineer in there, all the better. So when you kill an enemy ranger, look for the kill bounty, and if it's more than it should be, it means they've got something in there like an engineer. You know, your kill bounty's 10% or something, I think. So you'll see an extra 40 or something on the ranger's kill bounty, or something like that. But another point also that I mentioned in a previous video, not the last one, was it was one of my videos, 2 or 3 videos back, and I mentioned about repairs and the costs of them. Here we go, I'm defending, I got his engineer, but I tested it by damaging a construction yard as much as I could and then repairing it, and this had been taken to as much damage as I could without destroying it. So, you know, it was like 1 rocket round away from dying at my construction yard, and I repaired it and timed it with the standard repair feature. And to repair a construction yard, it cost me 213 credits, so say to repair the entire health bar would be about 220, say, roughly. But it cost me 213 to repair as much as I dared damage it by, which was pretty much all of it. So it cost me 213 credits to repair a full construction yard, and it took 3 minutes 35 seconds to do it. But if you were to use an engineer, it would cost you 400. So the only benefit is that you do it instantly. The engineer repairs a construction yard instantly. So what I think is that you should always use the standard repair function, and when something is damaged, always repair straight away. Press the C key to activate the spanner function and repair function, and repair your base defences and structures straight away when they're damaged if you can. But if you don't have the time to wait for that repair, because it takes 3 minutes 35 seconds to repair a construction yard, then you have to use an engineer, but only if your construction yard's in danger of dying, or if you want to move it out to an expansion. Don't move it out with no health left. Put an engineer in, and then in that case, fair enough. But it's always best to repair with the standard repair function, because it's nearly double the cost to use an engineer. So unless you just don't have the time, always use the repair function. And that's how much it cost me for a construction yard. 213 credits, and it took 3 minutes 35 seconds, which is a long time to sit and wait for it to repair. So if you do have a damaged MCV, perhaps move out your full health one and leave the damaged one where it is to repair. Even if they're not in the most favourable positions, just swap them. Yeah, I was pretty sure I could deal with this. And I'd pushed there, it was a mistake, and the enemy knew to fall back. They were right to. Yeah, I'm behind in army value here again. In need of an eco transfer, so it's still play while rusty, I'm afraid, viewers. We've got 12 to 17 in army value, and I decided, because I knew that structure was there, I decided to go for this lot and discovered that was there on the way. So it was an opportunity there to do a nice bit of damage. Did it put him into low power at all? No, nowhere near. But yes, his larger force here is behind me. So I'm rallying everything I can, bringing this up for some backup. And yeah, we've been overrun, look. He retreats too late and is lost, but for some reason my opponent backs away. I don't know why. I mean, he was probably... I mean, he could have finished me there, but he hasn't really made that much of a mistake by backing away, because he's conserving forces, he's repairing his tanks, look, he's sent that one for repair, so he knows what he's doing. He's consolidating a bit. I think he's just building up a screen for his troops before he goes back in. Didn't want to be caught out with a load of troops in the middle of my base, because I can wipe them out. So maybe it wasn't a bad idea to retreat like he did, put it that way. Whether it was the best choice is another matter. But look, sending lone engineers and groups like that, you know, what use is that? I expected to find a force here, I mean an expansion, and I've got a really minimal force holding here, look, very minimal. but I'm hitting here. So I know there's a good chance this is my automatic counter-attack. I've got a conyard there, that's not bad. And then a couple of power plants. Let's see what effect it has on his power supply, if any. Yep, nothing. So they're wiped out. And I've held them off at this point, so that's not bad. And I'm building tech. I needed V2s by now on more tanks. I have preserved 2 war factories. It's, so the issue was, late eco-transfer and not the best handling. I didn't handle my units quite as well as I should have done. I mean, look at that. I went in and attacked because of that. And the Ultra, rid of that, but it's, you know, I'm going to get defeated. And I don't have the assets spared for defeats like that. I should have sniped, and look, I'm bringing V2s and thieves. So now it's all gone, look. I was provoked into that attack, really, with the base defences and Ultra. So that won him, finalised it. But, you know, I've got 31 grand against my 3 grand. 32 grand he's got against my 3 grand army. I've just, you know, that was the end of it when that last force went. Still fighting. That's it, there were no infiltrations in this game, sadly. But look, completely overrun, look. That's that. And yeah, he's put messy game, and he's right, yeah. But it's like both games, he consistently kept a larger army. And yeah, the first game, I did mess it up. But still, you know, that doesn't decide the whole game. I could have quite easily forgotten to build my first 2 War trucks and APC and still won. It's not all down to that, like I say, and credit to my opponent, he beat me fair and square, but, you know, I'm just very rusty still. So, but these were fun games, I enjoyed them, and it's games like this that I need to play to get back into it, because it's a good skill level to fight against someone like this. It's perfect. You know, you'll get a good game out of a decent... There's a nice hit. You get a good game out of a decent opponent. It's a good way to practice against opponents that are going to have a fun game and know how to play properly and effectively. That's how you're going to learn, and that's also is how you're going to have fun, because it has to be fun. That's what we're here for. But yeah, it's a competitive, quality opponent is what you need, and that's what I need at the moment. You know, that challenge, and that is what's fun. But yeah, there we go, that's the final stage finished, defeated. And I think this one was even worse than the last one, although I did have a decent counter-attack at the end. I mean, my opponent's got a 40 grand army value, he did well. But let's have a look at some stats anyway. But yeah, my army graph was quite feeble for both games. You know, it's not good. I need a better initial start, a stronger initial start. And it's only practice and time and effort, that's all it takes. You know, a few games and I'll be back on form. I just have to play those games consistently and have a decent gaming session to do it. But there's all my basics. What my opponent's still building. Economy. There's the basics. So yeah, there's the second game. And I hope that my viewers enjoyed it. It was a good fun game. But until next time, thank you very much for watching and take care all.
Battle control terminated.